What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys had a fantastic day today. And today we have the July 2023 NG models releases for you guys. I really hope you guys are excited for today's release reaction, as we have a bunch of good ones in here, and I'm really excited to check this out. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started, everybody. Apologies that we're a little late here. As you guys probably know, I was on a pretty big trip to the Pacific Northwest region, and as such, I wasn't able to make a video on this immediately. But of course, we're coming back around to assess it all, as there's a bunch of really good ones in here. Unfortunately, I did have to look over these, but the good news is I just really quickly glanced, so it'll all kind of be genuine, but at the same time, it's like, okay, I did see that kind of deal. So it'll still be fun though, and I'm excited to check these out. And again, apologies. That was a pretty unusual big trip, as I don't usually go on vacation for that long, but that was way too good of an opportunity, and we'll talk about that more in the future. But without any further delay, NG models July 2023. Let's get into it, everybody. Topeka summer right here, or not like Topeka, Kansas, but like the peak of summer right here begins with the Air China Boeing 737-600 registered Bravo 5027. That's going to be a $48.99 MSRP. Aircraft's looking pretty good here, as Air China's got quite a bit of representation here at 400s, so looking good right there for that one. We'll complement that with the China Southern 737-700. This Bravo 5222, and this has the SkyTeam logo on it. Yet again, another China Southern narrow body here, which is nice to see. I think they've done some of these at some point, or 600 or something, but nevertheless, nice to see this iteration, done here. I apologize. Our next aircraft up the bat right here is an Aeromexico 737-700 registered X-Ray Alpha Golf Alpha Mike. And this aircraft has the 1990 scheme and an eyebrow window on it. So yeah, this is a really popular offering right here. It's a really classic livery. A bunch of people grew up with this livery or just like it in general. I personally like it. It's so much so that I actually have a 737-700 from Aero Classics with this scheme. I bought it when I thought it just looked cool. I didn't have any like purpose for it at that time, but certainly really cool to see NG models getting after it. And who knows, I might have to flip-flop the Aero Classics at some point. I do think mine is missing a nozzle tire though, but nevertheless, if you don't have an Aero Classic that's not missing a tire, are you really collecting? I'm kidding, of course, but those tires are really delicate. Okay, we have an OK Air 737-900ER. This is Bravo 1739, and this is the first 737-900 for them, which is really cool. So another really cool aircraft here. Certainly nice to get the really nice diversity here. You don't see companies like GeminiJets or even JC Wings making models like this. So this is a really cool offering. I think this is a really nice one right here from NG. So another really good 737 right there. That'll be complemented with a Bonza, I think that's how you say it, something like that, Bonza, something like that. 737 MAX 8, and this is Victor Hotel Uniform Juliet Kilo. Note the PNG logo here. I think that looks really clean. I hope they could start doing that for all of them, but it certainly looks really clean right here. And again, this is unnamed, or this is named Shella, something like that, but certainly really cool. They have like the thumbs up going. I think it's kind of what they're trying to get after there. So really neat livery. I think it looks really cool. So very nice aircraft. Now certainly serve a very big purpose. I believe they're from Australia, something like that, but certainly very cool to see that. So looking good. Our next aircraft is going to be a Scoot Boeing 77-8 Dreamliner 9 Victor Oscar Foxtrot Lima. Now I think they have done the 77-9 in the past. I think this is their first -8. So very cool to see this. Another really unique offering, and certainly cool to see NG knocking that one out this month. Next in line, we're going to have another Thai 77-8. This is Hotel Sierra Tango Quebec Foxtrot with the Kong something titles on it. I'm not going to give the full spill again on why are they doing this 3 or 4 times over. I'm pretty sure they've done a -8. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure they've at least done one. So, but we've already been over that story before. I have similar thoughts, but still cool to see another one. And here's a really good one, the Eva Air 77-9 Dreamliner Bravo 1783. Now, I'm pretty sure this is the second time they've done this. It's been a while, though, and this is a pretty popular offering, so I think this is really cool. Would love to get an Eva Air aircraft at some point, maybe an Aviation 400 333 or something like that, but really cool to see the 77-10 in the 777-300ER on my previous trip. So certainly love Eva Air and glad to catch them at the Pacific Northwest region, I should say, at Seattle and Vancouver. Air France A330-200 is Foxtrot Golf Zulu Charlie Golf in the new revised colors here. Saint something is the name of it. Very cool to see this one. Air France, I think, is going to have these for at least a significant amount of time longer. So very cool to see this one. I think it's a really good offering. So very cool to see that. Certainly was noteworthy, as they used to fly these to Dallas pre-pandemic. Now they've been bouncing back and forth between Dreamliners and 222s. So very cool. Okay, another Starlux Airbus A350-900. This is Bravo 58502. Pretty much just recycling what they did last time with this. Just no first flight from Taipei to LA this time. So certainly cool to see this. I think this is another good aircraft. Of course, they already did one, but a second one, as long as that's the last one, it can't hurt too much. So hopefully it will be a good opportunity for them. Okay, and here we have a Cabana Cargo T204-100 Sierra variant, and this is Charlie Uniform Charlie 1703. Another good looking aircraft right here. I know they've done some of these in the past, so pretty much recycling ideas, but this is a more limited aircraft compared to some of the others that we have assessed here, so certainly interesting at the very least, but hopefully they'll continue to build on that, and hopefully this will be a good aircraft for them. Next aircraft up the bat is a Cathay Pacific L1011-1, and this is Victor Romeo Hotel Yankee in a 1970s revised color scheme. So another really cool aircraft right here. I think they've done this once as well, but certainly cool to see this one. If they didn't, I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure they did. So very cool to see it though, and it's a really good aircraft right there. Next aircraft up the bat is going to be this Air India L1011-500. This is Victor 2 Lima Echo Juliet. Another neat aircraft here. Now, I think this is the first time they're doing this one, so that's nice. Again, good looking aircraft right there. Looks really nice. Very, very neat one, and that should be a good seller there for NG as well. Complementing those, we have another China Eastern C919, and this is Bravo 919 Alpha, and this is the Metal Stand edition for the first revenue flight of the C919. So very cool to see that commemoration there. I think that's really cool, and that should be a really, really good offering there in 400. So I'm eager to see what that one's going to be all about. I think this is the first time they've done anything with a metal stand or anything, so really cool stuff there, and I'm really excited to see what that aircraft will be all about for the C919. Next, we have an Air Canada L1011-1. This is going to be Charlie Foxtrot Tango November Alpha, and this aircraft is the basic Eastern Airlines bare metal livery, So they got to do a standard Eastern aircraft at this point. I don't know why we keep getting the obscure billboard titles and everything, but certainly cool to see that they're making some progress there. This is another Buchanan offering, of course. Should be a good one there, and hoping for the best with that L1011. Here we have an Atlantic International L1011-1. This is November 330 Echo Alpha in a fictional livery for Move Passenger 57, I believe is what that says. Certainly another very interesting one. I think this is a cool looking livery, kind of has some inspiration from ATA, it would appear, but certainly a very, very, very unique aircraft here, and just very interesting in general, but certainly cool to see some more variety there. So certainly will not pass that up. Very nice. And here's a Hainan Airlines Boeing 737-800 registered Bravo 1501. This is the Pepsi color scheme, so this should be a pretty good looker. Yeah, I really like that. That's a really nice, you got all the Pepsi advertisement going there. If I had to pick one, that would probably be the one I would buy. That is a good looking plane. I actually care for that a little bit more than some of the other special liveries that those airlines have been picking. But that one's actually pretty good. So might have to get that one just for the LOLs at some point, but that certainly does attract my interest more than some previous ones. So that's a good looker. Really nice job there for Hainan. In a Gull 737-800, this is Papa Romeo Golf X-Ray India with a smile color scheme. Again, recycling previous ideas, but what can I say? At least we're getting some good variety out of it. So that one's a very similar offering right there. And we get another 737-800. This is in the Cubal Smiles color scheme. Very similar thoughts. Interesting at the very least, but if you're a gold collector, you are certainly eating it up, so keep eating it up right there. Okay, here we go. Here's the Alaska Airlines 737-800 November 559 Alpha Sierra with the Salmon People's color scheme. So, of course, the newer salmon that replaced the previous one. It's certainly very interesting. Definitely one that I'll pick up. Very interesting. Once again, would love to pick up the previous livery as well if I can, but certainly since this will be the new standard going forward, I got to pick this one up. So, very, very interesting though with the livery and everything. It's certainly very interesting. Alaska's a great airline though, so very cool to see that, and that's a good looker right there. Qatar Airways 737 MAX 8 Alpha 7 Bravo Sierra Charlie. Good release right here. Very pleased with this one. So glad to see Qatar getting the 737 MAX 8 here, and it's really cool to see NG models representing that. That's a really good choice. Really like that release. That matches very well with the new Salmon's 30 Salmon. So good job there for NG. Southwest Airlines 737 MAX 8 in the Enuma 1 paint scheme, or Aloha 1, Hawaii 1, whatever you'd like to call it. November 8710 Mike. Really excited about this one. Was very fortunate to see it last month in Oklahoma City. Driving the Airliners International really added the blue moment, but it turned out beautifully. So we're really happy about that. Of course, going to be getting it. Looking very forward to it. It's a great looking plane. I really like delivery personally. I know that there's some mixed thoughts about it, but I think it really represents something different there, which is really cool compared to what you typically find with flags and whatnot. So I think that's a good choice, and it's certainly one of those that grows on you over time, in my opinion. So good looking aircraft right there. And we have a Virgin Australia Boeing 737 MAX 8. This is Victor Hotel 8 India Alpha with the Monkey Mia, the first 737 MAX 8 for Virgin Atlantic livery. So very cool to see that. Of course, you got the decal down there on the front. Really cool aircraft. I think this will be another really good choice. Can't think of anybody off the top of my head that's done this one, but certainly very exciting to see getting done here by NG Models. So looking very good there, and that'll be a really good release in general. Next up, we have the Alaska 737-900ER November 493 Alpha Sierra in the More to Love color scheme. Very cool to see this one. GeminiJets did it many moons ago, so it's really exciting to see NG finally coming in and getting after this Chester. Definitely will be flopping this with my Gemini. That Gemini one's special, but this one is specialer because it's going to look really good, and I'm looking forward to it. So I think there were some CGI issues on the future previews, and I think they were able to get those ironed out, which is nice. So hopefully NG will be able to slowly but surely work into a new routine. They have some, fundamentals that need to be, in my opinion, I think that could be improved for the company, like the release choices, but also not rushing CGI as well. But they also do a really good job on getting most of them right. But if perfect next generation is the standard, it all needs to be right, especially on the CGI. So looking good there for Chester. And then we have a Mexico government 787-8 Dreamliner Tango Papa 01, which I think is going to stand for this guy's name maybe, but it might just be the registration they picked. But it's a really good looking plane. I really like how they casted this from the tail to the billboard titles. It's a nice simple Dreamliner with some nice added elements to it. I think they'll do a good job on that one. So that's a good looker. That's a good choice. And now we have a 787-8 Dreamliner Echo Yankee 001. I'm forgetting what this one was for. Is this another government plane? Yes. Takajin? Hopefully I said that kind of right, but I believe that's their government that we're representing here. So very cool. Again, another nice tail there and billboard titles. Cool Dreamliner choice in Dash 8 mold. Really proving powerful here for NG Models. And now we have another Avianca A320-200 November 398 Alpha Victor with the Avianca Heritage livery. I'm trying to find out where the logic is here. Can we please just do a standard livery at some point? They were really timely with the Qatar 777 and other planes that really wanted standard liveries, but I think everybody and their grandmas are really wanting an Avianca special or normal livery 320 or 319. I've requested it several times. They even acknowledged it on the comments on the post, and that's why I'm wondering where it is. So hopefully at some point it will be done. I'm willing to be patient. I'm just really impressed that we're getting every single special in the book before we're getting the standard. So at some point it's inevitable, right? Wrong, because we got the Aerogal Heritage Special Livery on the 320 Neo next for 776 Alpha Victor. Again, we're getting closer. We just need the standard livery. So, but yeah, it's certainly cool to see these various planes getting done. As always, nobody's ever done these specials, so it is cool, but I'm certainly rooting for them to get a standard livery release put together in the near future. And now we have a really interesting pair, or trio, I should say, of Airbus E321neos in the house livery. So let's start with Foxtrot Whiskey X-Ray Lima Romeo. This is a flying ultra long range color scheme. It's equipped with CFM Leb 1A engines. So of course the XLR is going to be making its debut soon. So that's what NG is trying to get after here. So this one has the flying ultra long range titles there. Sorry, he's saying extra long, not ultra long, but really cool to see that one. Following that one, we have Whiskey Alpha Bravo. This is a QR code color scheme, also equipped with the same engines. So the QR code should be like really big right here. So you can scan this QR code and it'll give you some more information. I really like the raccoon mask around that one. Did the previous one have that? Okay, it did. I just wasn't near as noticeable since there was so much going on up there. But this one's really cool. Can't wait to get you on board. Really cool. I like that. I would think GC Wings or Panda or somebody else would be more prone to this than NG, but what can I say? Lastly, we have Whiskey Whiskey Bravo Zulu, and this one has the flying ultra long range color scheme. However, this has the Pratt & Whitney 1100G engines on it, so very cool to see NG models getting after different engines. You can see the, I guess, more curved shape. I don't really know what the best way to it's more of like a bowl, it looks like to me, than like a big square. Kind of is what it reminds me of, but this one's also really cool with the various XLR titles are now in gray on this one. I think those are some really good choices, and I'm really eager to see the boxes for those. I think that would be a really cool trio. So very cool right there from NG. That's a very interesting, I think will prove to be a powerful choice. I like it. And that is it there for the NGs. And then going back over future releases, I think a couple of these got added, like the Mission Impossible Etihad 77-9. Some of these were probably there, but the JetBlue Mint, can't remember if we went over that one or not, but that one's here, which is exciting. And here's the full list. Really cool to see the various ones. This BOAC, or BOAC, I should just say, not BOAC. Fantasy 748 is really cool. I'm really excited about this Atlas 747-8 with the Boeing livery. There's not many of those around, so that's really cool. Like bare metal color planes, so that's going to be a great one. Pikachu on the ANA. Radia Air 77-9, so a bunch of really good ones. So what do I think about this release? It's average. It's typical NG. You get 3 really good planes here, and then the rest are kind of reused ideas from previous releases. It's what it is. There's not too much to elaborate on. There are some new choices at least, which is nice, but outside of that, it's a pretty standard NG set. Nothing to write home about. There are some good ones in here that will be valuable. I just it continues to amaze me how much they'll reuse the same livery and just put it on a different sticker or something. It's just unbelievable. Starlux was a prime example. That's literally the same exact plane as the previous one, just without the designation of the reg. Outside of that, it's a pretty interesting one, but yeah, this is a pretty typical NG at this point. Will they ever change it? That's a question to be seen. I hope so. I would love to see them get some better, doing some of that's fine, but it's borderline the whole release, which is what it is. Although I do think their 737 choices down here are really good. I like these 2 Dreamliners. The Aviancas are what they are, and this Airbus trio that finished it out, it's a pretty good choice. Although I do think that the slots could be better utilized in some other ways. But NG models doing what they do best. What can I say? Nothing to complain about. Just something to embrace and make it work. So with all that being said, everybody, that'll do for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do what you love and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.